All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, call on La Haina, Yahweh by Shemel, Shai by Shemai, Wakakodash. I want to give double honors to the apostle of great millstone who will teach well, and a hearty shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, this title of the lesson is In 1 Hour, and it's geopolitical news. Okay, all right, because sure a lot of people already seen it already, but if not, that's okay. You can see it here if you haven't seen it already. All right, there was a article that came out that Russia can destroy America in 1 hour. All right, and there's some prophecy on it, right? Let's go to Revelation 18 right quick before we jump into this article or article. There's two different ones that I'm gonna read from. This is Revelation 18 and uh, 9. It says, "And the kings of the earth, all right, the other leaders, all right, and these other nations, all right, who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her, all right." What it means by this is those individual nations that had had received the resources and or the benefits of those resources that America has stole from the other countries. All right. All right. They were all in cahoots, okay, together with America. All right. It says, shall bewail her and lament for her when they see the smoke of her burning, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, the might that mighty city, for in 1 hour thy judgment come. All right. Let's go down. This is Revelations 18 and 17. All right. For 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company of ships and sailors, as many as trade by sea, stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, what city is like unto this great city? All right. America's going to be done. Okay. All right. The Lord is telling you that He's going to have it done within the hour. All right. And they cast dust on their heads, crying, weeping, and wailing, saying, alas, alas, the great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. For in 1 hour she is made desolate. All right, look at that word desolate. All right, to make, destroy, lay waste. All right, desolation, to bring to ruin. All right, the Lord is bringing America into ruin as we speak. All right, we have Joe Biden in office. All right, any president that's set up to be in office is part of the game of the individuals that run this world. All right, the elites of the world. Okay, all right, but we have him in office. This man is incompetent. He's old as hell. All right, he can barely speak. Okay, all right, he's letting individual other nations within to this land for free. All right, with no documentation needed, giving them resources that America can't even receive. All right, then you have civil war brewing up in regards to that borderline crossing within Texas, letting individual other nations in. All right, people from all different parts of the world coming in through the borders of Texas. Okay, and being driven and drove or flown to other different spots within America. All right, some type of setup, I believe, but that's just me speaking as a man. Okay, then we have the flooding and the flooding and the looting. All right, which is going on in the San Francisco area. Right, when I say looting, all right, there's businesses that's shutting down because the crime is so bad within a certain part of Oakland. I saw on a TikTok video. So businesses are leaving the area because they're being looted because the prices of things are going so high, right? Those things are all going to happen in other parts of America as time goes on, right? But there's major flooding going on within the San Francisco area. People's homes are being ravaged by water, right? Uh, these things are bringing America down from the inside, right? But the Lord's going to put the icing on the cake with these thermonuclear missiles, all right? So to lay waste, the desolation, to bring to ruin, that's what the Lord is going to do, right? And then you're going to have these individual kings and or shipmen, all right, when they can't when the supply lines get cut off, all right, from bringing stuff in and out of America where they were making their money, All right, they're going to be crying and wailing, like the scripture says. All right. So it says here, all right, this is one of the articles for a 41-second video. It's going to say the same thing that I'm going to read. All right. It says Russia would be able to destroy the U.S. in 1 hour, a prominent Kremlin propagandist has said in the latest bellicose threat from the country's state-controlled media as the war in Ukraine rages on. All right, so Lord, this war in Ukraine continues to uh, get more intense, and it comes to nuclear war, right? Because that's what I want. I want to get out of this place. All right, and those that are listening should want the same thing. All right, it says we are the only country in the world that can destroy the United States in 1 hour. Good, good, great. All right, that's great, good. Come destroy this bitch, okay? All right, whoever this woman is. All right, Margarita Simeon. All right, if I said her name wrong, who cares, right? It says the editor of the Russian state-backed broadcaster RT said in a clip of Russian state television broadcast posted online by X account at Noel Reports. It says it is not clear when this clip was aired. Newsweek has reached out to the Russian foreign minister for comment via email. All right, that's not important. Russian state television frequently broadcasts inflammatory content and has repeatedly alluded to nuclear confrontation with the U.S. Well, Russia's not going to be the only nation that's going to have nuclear competition with the United States. Okay. All right. This is Jeremiah. So if I get to it. All right. This is Jeremiah 15:14. Started. I'm going to read 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country. All right. And they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain. All right. None shall return in vain, meaning that these missiles are going to hit where they need to hit their target, wherever the Spirit of the Lord allows them to go. All right. Let me jump into Joel 2 right quick. This is Joel 2 and 9. It's 7. Slaki. They shall, this is talking about the missiles. All right. Joel 2 and 7, it says, they shall run like mighty men, they shall climb the wall like men of war, they shall reach, they shall march every one on his way, and they shall not break their ranks. All right, they shall not return in vain, as we read in Jeremiah 15:9. Neither shall one thrust to another, they shall walk every one on his path. When they shall fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb upon the houses. They shall enter in the window like a thief. And the earth shall quake before them. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shine. And Yahweh shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great, and for he is strong that executeth the word. For the day of Yahweh is great and very terrible. Who can abide in it? Right? So these missiles are going to have the Spirit of the Lord on, right? If, let's say you're in the military, right, and you're following orders, right? You do what the person, the platoon sergeant, whoever the leader is of that platoon or that group of people, you do what it is that they command you to do. This is how the Spirit of the Lord is going to be within his army, those thermonuclear missiles. His voice is going to command them to do whatever it is they need to do, right? Which is come and destroy America, right? But going back into Jeremiah 15:14, put yourself in array against Babylon, round about all you that bend the bow, shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she has sinned against you. How about you not shy? How is America sinning against the Lord? Obadiah, all right, 1:10, all right. It's the Edomites that has put the so-called Negro Latinos and Native American Indians within a mindset, the physical, financial, emotional set that they're in today, all right. With the murder, the rape, robbery, all right, and the colonization, all the things that Esau Edom has done is part of her sins against the Lord, right? And the Lord's going to pay Esau Edom, aka this land, all right, and the so-called white man back for that, all right. But let's go back here. It says a key ally of Ukraine in this war against Russia. Relations between Washington and Moscow have been strained throughout the nearly 2 years of war, with few prospects for an end to the conflict or rapprochement. Right? We don't want no conflict to end or no rapprochement. All right, we as men of the Lord that want the Lord to come and rule. All right, we want things to intensify. All right, it says the U.S. and other countries providing arms to Ukraine have been concerned by the possibility of escalating the war in Eastern Europe, and the often irate reaction from Moscow to new military aid pledges. All right, so let's go. It says in fall 2022. All right, some more geopolitical news. All right, it says in fall 2022, shortly after Russia annexed the these three pieces of land. All right, because I can't say their names. All right, of southern and eastern Ukraine, the Kremlin said the territories fell under Moscow nuclear arsenal. All right, that's what we want, right? We want this nuke talk to keep going up. All right, it says the four regions. So, like I said, 3 is 4. The four regions where the bulk of frontline clashes take place. All right, it says in 2019, ahead of the full-scale war breaking out, Russian state television broadcast a list of military U.S. facilities. It said Moscow would target in a nuclear strike. Good, 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 right? In 2022, in May, a Russian political appearing on state media said we just need 4 missiles to wipe out the east and west coast of the United States of America, of the U.S. And I remember reading articles on that, possibly doing video, right? But 4 missiles, that's all it's going to take. But the Lord's going to have more than that. The Lord, we can get it. It says a Russian political commentator also said in mid-2023 that the U.S. will be caught in the crosshairs of the Ukraine war should it escalate to a nuclear conflict. Good, we want it. We want that, all right? All right, that's it on that one. Let's go to this other one. This is stuff that we got to be paying attention to and warning the people about, okay? All right, it says, Shalom, how about Shema Shabbat the Thumb? So whomever living on common board, it says U.S. warned that they could be destroyed in 1 hour by Russia in a nuclear attack. All right, I'm just going to read this right here because all this other stuff goes into something different, right? It says here, a Kremlin insider basically is repeating the same thing, has claimed that Russia could destroy U.S. in 1 hour and yet another nuclear threat. So the nuclear threat that's happening between Russia and America. We need to see action. I want to see action, right? But nonetheless, I said this comes amid fears raised by NATO officials that Vladimir Putin could be preparing for a first strike in European threatening World War III. All right, let me get some scriptures. I'm doing a lot of reading on these articles. Let me go to talk about some more missiles. This is Revelation 9, and we start at 13. All right, it says here, and the sixth angel sounded, and I heard a voice from the four horns of the golden altar which is before Yahweh, saying to the sixth angel, which had the trumpet, loose the 4 angels which are bound in the great river Euphrates. All right, and I think those 4 angels coincide with Revelations 7. If I'm wrong, somebody please correct me, right? All right, let me read this though. It says, "And the 4 angels were loose, were prepared for an hour, a day, a month, and a year for to slay the third part of men." So let's go read Revelation 7 right quick. There's Revelation 7, 1 through 3. It says, and after these things I saw 4 angels standing in the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds on the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor the sea, nor any tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living power, and he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels who were given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, "Hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the service of our power in their forehead." So I want to look at this word wind right here. All right. Because when these 4 angels let loose the destroying wind, it's going to do what we had read in Joel's second chapter, right? All right, so when in this sense it says wind, a violent agitation, a stream of air, a very strong tempestuous wind. All right. So let's look at what the nuclear missile can do to wind, to do to air, right? So what does a nuclear missile do to the air? Because a nuclear weapons emit large amounts of thermal radiation and visible infrared and ultraviolet light to which the atmosphere is largely transparent. This is known as a flash. All right, here goes something else. It says, what happens if a nuclear missile explodes in the air? It says a nuclear explosion releases a vast amount of energy in the form of a blast, heat, and radiation. All right, so this is what's going to happen within the air, man. All right. It says a numerous shockwave reaches speeds of many hundreds of kilometers an hour. The blast the blast kills people close to ground zero and causing lung injuries, ear damage, and internal bleeding for a week. All right, it sounds like a destroying wind to me. All right, all right, sound like a wind that's gonna hurt the earth and the sea. All right, let's see. Let's go back to Revelation 9. All right, this is Revelation 9 and 16. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them, right? 200,000. All right, I think that's 200 million. Let's see. All right, let's see. 200 or twice. Let's see. All right, here we go. It's 200 million. All right, 200 million. That's a lot. All right, that's a lot. All right, that's a lot of missiles. Okay. It says here, and thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them having breastplates of fire and jacinth, cannot say that word, Salaki, and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and their mouths issue fire and smoke and brimstone. All right, so it's talking about the warheads at this point, right? It says here, by these was a third part of men killed by the fire, by the smoke, and by the brimstone which is issued out of their mouths. All right. It says for the power is in their mouth and in their tails. All right, the tails is what helps the rocket traject from its missile silo, all right, all the way over to where it's gonna be in the middle. All right, that fire, that bursting flame, right? I don't know how to explain it other than that. That's gonna help it move, all right, through the atmosphere. It says, for their tails were like unto serpents and had heads, and with them they do hurt. All right, when they hit this earth, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna burn up people, and it's gonna destroy America. All right. Let me finish reading this article, then I'm gonna close out. It says, for World War III, this is what we want. This is what we want to happen, because this is gonna, it's part of prophecy, and we want this to happen in order for us to get out of Babylon, right? It says prominent Kremlin insider Margarita Simonyan, right, said that Russia is the only country in the world that can destroy the U.S. in 1 hour. This is important, right? Because this is what we want. It says for more than a year, Russian state television has repeatedly been calling a nuclear confrontation between Moscow and Russia, as officials and military commanders. Since Putin's invasion of Ukraine, tensions between NATO and the U.S. strained since the Cuban Missile Crisis in 1962, and the West could be on the verge of World War III. All right, well, we want World War III to happen, and this is some geopolitical news that I'm sure brothers and sisters are already aware of, but Lord will you edify to the next time. Shalom.